Hi folks, Barry here from Make It So Adult Fitness in Long Beach, talking today about exercise complexes. An exercise complex is a very time-efficient, high energy or calorie burning way of exercising. Basically with a complex, you're combining two or more different exercises into one single exercise. Give you an example. This would be a squat. This would be a squat press. The squat was just a standard or straight exercise. A squat press is a complex. The complex, we're going to work everything from the ground all the way up. Squat, press, squat, press. Notice it's one fluid, continuous motion. It's not squat, press. It's not squat, press. It's squat, press, squat, press. So that's what a complex is. And there's different exercise complexes that we can do. If you're going to do a routine using just complexes, you're only going to do 3 or 4 different exercises, and typically you'll do 2 to 3 sets of each. I prefer to do them in a circuit. Circuit meaning you would do one complex, then you do a second complex, then a third complex, fourth complex, rest a moment, and continue. As I said, you're going to use more energy, meaning you're going to fatigue yourself faster doing complexes than if you're doing just regular sets. So you're going to do fewer exercises because you're exercising more different muscles and body regions for each exercise. And I would always start with a lighter band, again, because you're using more energy than you typically do with just regular squats. So I would start, if you have the continuous loop bands, I would start the first round with the orange band, then move. When it's time for the second round, I would go with the red band. If you're a stronger person and you can do the whole routine with the red band, do the red band. You can also do both freestanding or attached. So let me just set this up as an attachment so we can follow along. I like using an attachment. If you're using a door anchor, you'd put it here about hip width. This is about the same thing. And I like to do it with a full length. So this is half length, which doubles the resistance. Or 2 bands, if you have 2 bands of the same resistance. So let's start with squat press. By the way, if you're one of my clients, you know that I do, or I incorporate a squat movement into as many exercises as I can. So if we're doing complexes, it would be like squat press, or squat chest press, or squat overhead press, or squat row. In my opinion, when you're exercising, you can't do too many squats. It's one of the great exercises to do. So squat press, I like the bands to be under my arms. If they're on top of your arms, The bands are getting a little bit of a free ride. Now no free ride. So on top of your arms, the bands are on your palms. Under your arms, hook them on your thumbs. So let's do it like that. For a squat press, squat chest press, use a parallel foot stance. That's a split stance. That's what is common for most exercises. For this exercise, use a parallel stance. You'll end up engaging more core muscles. Again, you're not even consciously aware that's what's happening. But the less stable you are, the more muscles your body will fire to keep your spine aligned and your other joints also properly aligned. So let's do squat, chest, press. It's going to be squat and come up to a chest press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From 10, you can work your way up. 12 repetitions, 15 repetitions, etc. Again, I would start though with lower repetitions because you're going from one exercise, boom, right into another, and you're combining multiple exercises into a single one, so you're going to fatigue faster. When we do a superset, that means doing basically the same movement, but from opposite ends of the same joints, or what's called the opposing muscle groups. So now we'll do a squat row. So grab the bands. Preload means you've taken the slack out, and then take a step back. Now there's a little bit of stretch already in the band before you start. Okay. Squat, come up to a row, bring your elbows back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. You can do this with or without handles. The bigger the band you use, the more likely you'll want to use handles. If you don't have handles, but you have a couple of dish towels, or maybe even washcloths, you can use those as a substitute for handles. Also, as many older people do, if you have arthritis in one or both of your hands, grabbing a handle which is hard and firm and requires closing your grip, or closing your hands to grip it, which can be uncomfortable with hand arthritis. Use the band adaptation. So we'll do it like this. Now, the grip is going to be without closing your fingers as much as if it was on a handle. And also you're going to be grabbing onto a soft, forgiving material like these towels. So it will be like this. Squat, press, squat, press. Same thing on the row. Squat, row, squat, row. Again, I did 2 repetitions of each just by way of illustration, but you want to do your regular full set, 10 reps, 12 reps, 15 reps. You'll have already already talked about doing a shoulder press. Squat press. If you're working with a lighter band, you can hook it on your thumbs from the front without your elbows through and come up. This is a lot more resistance. If it's too much, again, put your elbows through. So that's an example of exercise complexes. I'll come back in another video and introduce some additional complexes that are more complex. For now, my time is up, and I thank you for yours.